You throw that shoe at me, I'm gonna throw it back.
These 3 videos are gonna help us learn the skill of assertiveness.
You and Jayla in timeout.
Well, let me tell you this, Linda.
My name ain't Linda. So you sit right there in timeout, bad little girl.
Assertiveness is about clear communication and setting boundaries in an effective way.
Nice.
Now imagine if I just played those 3 clips and I said that parent needs to stop yelling, that teacher needs to stop calling that kid bad, and whoever's recording the 3rd clip needs to stop letting those toddlers beat each other up over a scooter. Now, even if all that's true, how helpful would that be to the parents and teachers in that video?
No, let me tell you something.
It wouldn't be helpful because they have nothing else to do. The next time they're in that situation, they'd have no new skills, nothing new to try, and they would revert back to their default.
No, don't tell me.
If I wasn't here, I would surely take a day off from you and then a day off from these kids. I'm around the classroom. I'm just done with you.
I'm done with you too, but you in timeout.
Oh, let me tell you something, honey. This is not gonna leave.
You gonna be in timeout?
Oh,
That's why you in timeout right
I'm
now.
sick still.
I think so.
Well, when I get up out of town and go to bed, I will be glad to go home and enjoy the rest of my life.
Now, clearly, she's repeating and focusing on some of the same things that she's heard adults focus on in the past. And it's important to remember with the skill of assertiveness, what you focus on, you get more of. We can use the power of attention to direct their learning and eventually change their brain over time.
You throw it at me and I'm throwing it back.
You can hear that the parent is focused on, if you do something to me, then I'm gonna do something to you, which only feeds and reinforces his urge to retaliate anytime he feels like he's been wronged. In this clip, she's modeling the same behaviors that she wants him to stop.
I'm being as nice as I can today. You had me running down the street and everything. I'm tired.
No, you're not.
If you throw that shoe at me, I'm throwing it back.
The adult is not in a state to help the child move out the brain states and be successful in this moment because the child is unlikely to ever be in a higher state than the adult. And the adult is in an emotional state right now. And understandably so, because it sounds like they had a hard day. If you want to learn how to move yourself up in the brain state, check out my last video on composure.
Today. No. Okay. You find out.
But what can she focus on instead? She can teach him how to regulate, how to breathe, how to communicate his feelings, how to see someone else's perspective, how to problem solve when things don't go your way. And the first step to teaching him these skills is modeling it ourselves, because we can't teach a skill that we don't have.
I'm tired of getting beat up. You ain't gonna beat up on me. I mean that. Move back. Why you over here? Go sit down before you get it next.
Now, some people might say, focusing on what we want the child to do doesn't work for these kind of kids. So let's look at the same child and the same parent, where the parent takes a slightly different approach and is better at focusing on what she wants the child to do. Let's see how he responds.
Antonio!
She says his name to get his attention.
You want something?
What are you doing?
She tries to understand the world from his perspective in a way that's more regulated than the last clip.
Wash my shoes.
Why are you doing that? Antonio, you don't wash your shoe in the kitchen sink.
Look how stuck he gets when she starts focusing on what not to do, because he can't do anything with that information.
You put it in the washing machine.
Oh, what?
Now off he goes to find a washing machine. Now let's see how we can help these 2 toddlers with the skill of assertiveness.
Yes, you ready?
Now, some people might intervene right here and say, don't snatch the helmet scooter from your cousin. But one, we'd be modeling the same behavior that we want them to stop. And two, we don't give them anything to do when we say, don't do that. Instead, we might say something like, you want to turn, say, turn please, and even show them how they can do an assertive hand instead of an aggressive hand. When we don't teach the skill of assertiveness, children and ourselves have no other choice but to be passive, aggressive, or passive-aggressive. It's also important to remember that when you're telling a child what to do, you want to be very specific. You want to paint the picture. Saying something as general as,
hey, be nice,
is not specific enough for a child to put into action. Another tip that will help you communicate more effectively is to use gestures. And I know I do it a lot, but clearly it's even helpful for some adults. But when you're off social media and you're communicating to a child, it might sound like this, for example, when you're cleaning up. Put it in the bin like this.
Ellie, be nice, Ellie, no.
Now remember, assertiveness is just one of the 7 skills needed to guide children in a healthy and effective way. If you want to learn the other skills, keep following along and I'll teach them to you. Or you can get this book and read ahead and go even deeper than what I'm going to go in the videos. Or you can join my pre-recorded classes where I go even deeper than what I can go in these relatively short videos that I'm posting on social media. How you choose to continue your journey is up to you. But I'm giving you a free option through social media because historically this information hasn't been so accessible. But I'm making it more accessible now through social media. But because this hasn't been so accessible in the past, and learning these skills heavily depends on someone modeling and teaching these skills, most of us don't have these skills and are still learning these skills, which means we're going to make mistakes all along our journey. So remember, oops just stands for our opportunity to practice skills. And avoid being a perfectionist. Be an improvementist. The goal isn't to be perfect every day. The goal is to improve a little every day. You got this.